Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to...
So what don't you like about what you do? What don't you like about this line of business?
I would say, well, the general environment within which we operate in Nigeria can sometimes be a challenge. Like I mentioned to you, the work we do, you create concepts, but for you to bring these concepts to life, these ideas to life, you rely on a lot, of people. In the past, one of the biggest challenges was even, you'll be amazed, you do concerts now. You have a variety of equipment, good PA system, lights, sound, all the support, ground support that you require to be able to do a concert in Nigeria. It didn't used to be that way. I remember Starvega Jam, one of the first editions, we had to go as far as, what do you call it now, going to neighboring countries to go and try and get equipment, into this environment. So one of the challenges, even though it has improved, one of the challenges still is being able to translate your ideas into reality. We still need to rely sometimes on having to import things into the country, which you have no choice to do because you don't have capacity to get that done here. There are also environmental issues in terms of the authorities, the multiple levels of taxation, that we're exposed to. You pay tax to the federal government, you pay tax to the state authorities, you pay levies to local governments, you have different government agencies. In Lagos, you have KAKI, you have LASA, there's a myriad. And then even though the Joint Tax Board says that you pay tax to local governments in one part of the country, you are covered for the rest of the country. But here you are, operating across the country, you understand, across the 6 regions, and you find yourself having to pay the same kind of taxes, all over again. So that can be a letdown.
All right. Well, what would you say has been the most memorable execution or the most memorable experiential marketing experience that you have had as a person and also as an organization?
I would say the most interesting and then the most tasking, funny enough, was the experience that we had when we did the Golda Ultimate Search, the Celebrity Edition.
Which of the editions?
Celebrity Edition.
Okay.
Celebrity Edition.
Celebrity Edition.
Incidentally, I think that the showcase. So we were given that task to develop the concept for the Celebrity Edition, and of course we know that in drama, without conflict, there can be no drama.
Yeah.
So we took our time in selecting, looking at the profiles of the different celebrities we wanted to invite, and we sort of profiled them in such a way that we got people together that we know that if they spend 10 minutes in a room, there'll be combustion. So we got the likes of there was Shoki, there was Obesere, there was Momaji, there was Princess, who else was there? I think Choma, Apocha was there, and a couple of others that were in the house. And from the get-go, the level of drama that started was just unbelievable. I was saying to somebody recently that the amount of media that was earned in the coverage of that event by the soft cell publications of that time was just unimaginable.
I think I was the editor of Encomium then. I remember very well.
Yes. Oh yes. And I was saying to that person that if we had done that sort of program in this day when you have social media, oh my God, it would have just been something else. So yeah, that was a very memorable one for me.
Yes. Which has been the worst or the worst experience that you've had, since you delved into this line of business?
I mentioned it to you. I mentioned that Buddha reload and the fireworks story. I said I like that story there. By the end of that story, I had high blood pressure.
Okay. Yes, your company has
yes.
a beautiful name, you know, a name that seems to gel very well with what you do, Towncriers. How did you arrive at that name? How did you settle for the name Towncriers?
Okay, I would say that, you know, I mean, again, with Mr. Funmi and Onabolu, that we're working together from the start of Cosse, I think that name actually came from him. The interesting thing was that when we started, the whole idea, we looked at the way, you know, the business was going. Because Cosse itself actually stands for Communication Support Services. And it was intended from day one to be an alternative to conventional advertising. We wanted to communicate, we wanted to engage, we wanted to sell products and services, but not through conventional advertising. And so we had to come up with different things, which of course led us into creating radio programming, content for TV, and a variety of other solutions, you know, to our clients. So some of the solutions that we had to deploy, and we also was looking at doing townstorming, you understand, for some brands. And so we looked at it that this townstorming is just an enhanced or upgraded version of the traditional town crier, who goes around disseminating information. And so when you look at Nigeria as a country, you will find out that we are a very itinerant people. We move around a lot, very mobile. And so if you find a target audience that are very mobile and moving from place to place, then you that you want to reach them cannot be static. You also must move with them. You must go to where they are. You understand? You must understand the consumer. Who are these consumers? What do they like doing? And where would you reach them? And so wherever they are, we follow them there. So our communication is very grassroots in nature. It is person to person. I want to be able to meet these people face to face wherever they are. And that primarily is the reason for that's how the name came about.
Okay. Now, what distinguishes Towncriers from the other experiential marketing companies out there? What stands you out?
So first and foremost, I would say our grounding. We have a very rounded view of marketing communications. So if you look at the leadership, we've had experience in advertising. So I have an 8-year experience. There's 8-year grounding, and then not just 8-year grounding. You understand, as somebody who develops strategy for many years in advertising, there's that aspect of it. And then we also tend to look for people who have similar experiences when we engage people. And then there's a conceptual part, you understand, of it, which we also pride ourselves in. Then when it comes to a knowledge of Nigeria, I dare say boldly that no other agency comes close to us in terms of coverage, you understand, of this country. The locations that in the days when Boko Haram was active in some parts of the northeast, the only two states that we did not do, was very active, the only two states that we did not do any engagement was Yobe and Borno. In every other state across Nigeria, over a period of 2 or 3 years, we covered every inch, you know, running activities for our various clients. One other thing also is the fact that you find agencies who are very good when it comes to consumer engagement, but their trade marketing knowledge is limited. We have very extended knowledge of trade marketing. And so we cut across, you know, both ways. So we're able to provide a 360-degree support, you know, to the clients that we work for. Our ability to also create content, original platforms is also, I believe, a plus.